Welcome to Dynamics 365 Technical Readiness Blitz. We're going to talk about some advanced event management topics. Event management is an important part of the Dynamics 365 for Marketing package or the solution that we get. And the fact that event management is built in to the marketing engine really empowers the communication and the possibilities that marketers have and offers them a concise solution to a multitude of event management and marketing issues that they face. In this advanced event management video, we're going to talk about a couple of things. Custom registration fields, and then we're going to jump to waitlists. So let's talk about custom registration fields really quickly. When we're designing a particular event, we would want to ask our invitees when they're registering some questions. Are you a vegetarian or not? What is your particular t-shirt size if you're interested in giving away free t-shirts? Would you be interested in a meal at the end of the day? Would you be requiring special assistance, etc.? Any kind of questions that you would want to ask at a particular invitee level, and they're not really at a contact level. They're just specific questions pertinent to that event. And that happens a lot of times. You would use custom registration fields. So let's quickly look at what custom registration fields are and how do you look at custom registration fields, how do you set them up, and then how do you go ahead and use them in an event, and how are they available on the event portal. Let's quickly jump into a demo. Here I am on a simple event that I have just created called the Quintoso Test Conference. So when we're going to look at custom fields, we're going to simply navigate to two particular areas. The first area would be where to find these custom registration fields in the event management section. And the second area would be how to add those custom registration fields to a particular event. Now what happens is when you go to the sitemap and navigate to custom registration fields here under the event section, you can go ahead and create a new custom registration field. Let's actually create a couple of them. Let's say, are you a vegetarian? Are you a vegetarian? Is it a required field? Let's say it is. Now this is clearly a yes or no type question. It's a Boolean question. Let's go ahead and save it. Let's add another one. And let's name this, what's your t-shirt size? And let's put this as a required field as well. And this one is a single choice question. A single choice question means you can select just one choice out of multiple answers. A multiple choice question essentially means that you can have multiple choices from a set of choices. So let's just say extra small, small, medium, large, and double extra large. So that using the return key, we have created the list of choices for this particular single choice question. And let's save it. And then finally, let's create another one that says, what would you like to read? Oh, what do you like to read? Let's keep that as a not required field, and let's allow multiple choices because I might like science fiction. Well, I do like science fiction. So let's have these options available in the custom registration field as a multiple choice question. So someone can select multiple answers from them. And let's just save it. Now, let's just navigate to custom registration fields. And you can see that these custom registration fields are available independent of the event. This is like a library of custom registration fields that you can keep using across your events and get specific answers specific to a particular invitee or registrant for that particular event. So you don't have to go ahead and keep creating these questions again and again. You can simply leverage them multiple times. Let's quickly jump back to our event. In the registration and attendance section, in the event custom registration fields, you see that there are no custom registration fields right now. So I'm going to go ahead and add one. I look for a custom registration field, simply click over here, and I want to add, are you a vegetarian? I want to put that as the first question. And I save and close this. Jump back to the event, and the custom registration fields appear over here. Let's ask another question. Go ahead and see what would you like to read. Keep that in order number 3. Save it. And create another one. Use your t-shirt size. And because I created a new field from the ribbon at the top, I will simply go and add it to the test conference. Because the event wasn't pre-selected, you can select it and add it at number 2. Save and close. Right. Let's just go to, yeah, done. And let's go to the test conference real quick. There we are. And the custom registration fields are available in the order that we like them to be in, with the types, and we've just created them, so they're available over here inside the event. Now, let's quickly just go to the event. And as you can see, this event allows anonymous registrations. That means I will not have to sign into the portal to view this particular event, and more importantly, register for this particular event. So allowing anonymous registration means I can simply click on register on the event portal and start registering for this particular event. And navigating to the event URL, pressing the web key. On the event portal, the register now button is available to quickly take us to the registration page for the test conference event. And as you can see, on the registration page, the custom questions are available at every level of registrant. Let me prove it to you. So let's go to say Shravan Suri shsuri@contoso.com and say, are you a vegetarian? Yes, I am. What's your t-shirt size? Large. What do I like to read? Comics and science fiction. And continue. I can add more attendees, and even they will get the custom registration fields for themselves. So let me add Adam Smith. Smith@contoso.com. Not a vegetarian. Wears a medium size. Likes to read instruction manuals and biographies. So I've gone ahead and added these attendees to this particular event. Type ST6G and check these attendees out. We get a success confirmation message, and let's navigate back to the event to see how the registrations have shown up, and especially how the responses to the custom registration fields show up inside event management. As you can see, the event registration was done for 2 people. The registration IDs are unique IDs that are generated for them. Registration ID for each question, you see that the answer or the response is available right here as the response. Now, it's really easy for someone to export these responses to a static or dynamic Excel worksheet or a pivot table to quickly analyze the responses for their particular event. For example, if you have a bunch of kids coming in for a training session and you want to see how many of them would like a t-shirt of size small versus t-shirt of size medium, you can just export this data into an Excel sheet and really quickly pivot it and get any kind of insights from your registration responses. So as an event manager, you do not have to worry about having a separate form to get these registration responses and then capturing that form data and then mixing it with your registration data and then going back and forth. If 2 people have the same name, you would be in a fix trying to understand which response comes from which person. Event management and the custom registration fields do that for you automatically. So that was custom registration fields. Moving on, let's quickly talk about waitlists and how to handle the waitlist communication in event management for Dynamics 365 marketing. On the General tab, you can see that I've set the maximum event capacity for this event to 2 people. It's a really tiny conference, very exclusive event. And I've set this particular event to yes for waitlisting. That means that once the event capacity for this event is fulfilled, the event would be pushing the registrations to waitlists. This is really important because a few minutes ago, we went ahead and added 2 registrations to this particular event. That means any new registration that we go ahead and try to create now should be pushed to the waitlist. Let's quickly see how that appears on the portal. On the portal, let's quickly jump to event registration again for the test conference. On the registration field, you'll see the Add to Waitlist button available instead of the Register button. So let me quickly just go ahead and add to this particular event. Now, as you can see, we're adding Veronica to the waitlist. This checkbox that you see over here, automatically register when a spot becomes available, would be removed from event management because essentially this checkbox would be available to the planners who can say if they want to automatically add the top registrations from the waitlist to the event registrations if the spot becomes available. A lot of event managers want to do this process manually. They do not want to automate this, while some event managers, especially for some larger events, would just want the process to be automatic. So I'm going to show you exactly what happens when a slot becomes available for Veronica for that particular event. For now, let's quickly just add Veronica to the waitlist. If I add more attendees, as you can see, I'll be adding them to the waitlist as well. Let's add another attendee. And I add Peter to the registration waitlist as well. I go ahead and check out. While this happens, let's navigate back to the event and navigate back to the registration and attendance tab for the particular event. As you can see, the moment I set the waitlist to true for this particular event, on the registration and attendance tab, the waitlist section becomes available. Let's quickly refresh this event and see that the registration data for the waitlist starts appearing on this particular event. Now, the active registrations for this event has reached the event's maximum capacity. The 2 has been met, as you can see. So that means the system is now trying to tell you that you have a business situation that you need to handle with regards to the waitlist. Let's go to the waitlist and see if our data has populated. There you are. Veronica and Peter are available on the waitlist, and the automatic register is set to no for them. And as you can see, the invited flag has also been set as no for them. Now, what would happen is the invited flag, the waitlist item, has actually a special item that has been created to handle these kind of situations. The waitlist item has a contact and a few related fields associated with it. So the contact Veronica Smith for the event, the test conference, has been set to not automatically register and is not invited yet. What would happen is the moment we go to General, and let's raise the maximum event capacity for this event by 1. On saving it, on raising the maximum event capacity by 1, going back to the registration and navigating to the waitlist, you can see that the first contact on the waitlist is automatically invited. The flag switches from no to yes. You might ask me, how is that useful to us? Because Dynamics 365 for marketing empowers our clients and our partners to really focus on the communication and to create as personalized communication as possible. The switching of this flag can be added to customer insights and then be used to create a brand new segment to target communication to people like Veronica. And the communication can say, hey, Veronica, a spot is available on the Contoso test conference. would you go ahead and register for this event? And then using business process flow and automation, you can see how long you have to wait for Veronica to accept this invitation and then add Peter to this invitation if Veronica does not accept the invitation. Let's quickly see how that is done. On navigating to the settings section of the sitemap and going to advanced settings, you will reach the advanced settings page. Navigating to the marketing settings will lead you to the customer insight sync. Customer insight sync is really simple. If you want to add items to the customer insight sync engine, which helps run a lot of the calculations in the background, including the creation of segments, you would have to select which entities show up in that particular segment. So let's say what you have to do is to go ahead and select waitlist item as an item to be added to the customer segmentation. Right here, the waitlist item, Microsoft Event Management, waitlist item, MS, EVT, MGT, waitlist item. This item needs to be selected. You select it and you publish these changes to the customer insight sync. What would that happen is that the waitlist item is available in your dynamic segments. Let's quickly create a new dynamic segment and let me show you what I'm talking about. So I'm on a new segment. I'm on a brand new segment that I've created. And the entity that I select over here to create this particular segment is going to be the waitlist item entity. As you can see, I went ahead and I added it on the advanced settings to the customer insights. It has been synced. The waitlist item is available here as an entity that I can use to create my segments. And on the segments, let me quickly navigate to invited field. So now you can see that if the invited field is true for a particular waitlisted item, you can create that particular waitlisted item as a particular contact. Because as you can see, with the waitlisted item, a contact is associated. So you know that this segment would have a few associated members in it. Then you can go ahead, name this segment as your invited contact segment, save it, and then in a particular customer journey, set this segment as the source segment for your customer journey. And then with those particular members in your customer journey, you can send them invitations on adding the waitlist items to this particular segment and leveraging this segment as a dynamic segment source for your even a simple email blast, and using this segment as a source to invite people to particular events would essentially allow you to leverage the change in flag as soon as spot becomes available on a particular event. So if an attendee goes ahead and cancels their event registration, or if you go ahead and change the particular size or capacity for an event, the invited flag will be switched for the right number of members of your particular waitlist. And then when that flag is switched to true, those members will automatically become a part of this segment, the invited contact segment like we created. And then this segment will be leveraged to send the emails out using the customer journey to those people and to really invite them to register for that particular event. We can leverage waitlists inside the communication channel of event management, and how waitlists empower you to really focus your communication to the right number of people for the right amount of time and really craft your own messages, inviting them to register for your event. As we saw in the demo, using waitlists is really simple. Something that you have to remember is to make sure that the waitlist item is synced with your customer insights in the advanced settings of your marketing instance. The next steps are to go and visit the documentation where all these steps have been documented clearly, and get on a trial for Dynamics 365 for marketing. Let us know what your thoughts are. for this particular feature and if you have any questions. Thank you.